In this video, I'm going to be making a cardboard laptop. The plan is pretty simple. I'm going to divide it into 3 stages. The first one is just going to be the frame, taking apart the entire computer, which is, well, not that hard. The second stage will be making the screen. That's actually going to be on top. So let's start with that. But if you're wondering why I'm doing something like this, well, the computer is pretty damaged. So yeah, I think it's just best if I just recycle it and make it into something better. First, we take out the very reflective screen. Then we make a back that matches the screen. Then we get some pretty accurate measurements of the screen. And use those same measurements to cut out sides. Your frame should look something like this. Just make the frame smaller, but don't glue it on yet. Do not touch the transparent tape. Nah, I'd touch. Anyways, it's time to work on the sides. One thing you want to keep in mind with the camera is that you want to be able to put it underneath the cardboard. You need to make a hole for the camera and one for the LED, and then just place it on top. It's a little hard to demonstrate since I'm holding the camera with one hand, but it should look something like this. You also want to do the same for the bottom. The wire should be covered by the cardboard. After you glue it on, it should look like this, with the wire sticking out through the corner. And with that, part 2 is done. Now it's time to move on to part 3, which is gonna be the base, where all the keyboards and all that is gonna go. So let's start now. But first, we gotta make sure that the screen actually works. And it works! Yay! Alright, so now that's out of the way, let's start. I'm gonna work on the keyboard right now. So first we take off the frame. Look at how dirty that is. Then we take apart all the keys and the stuff holding them. This part took me so long. And now that all the keys are out, we can start working on the actual cardboard keys. Look at all these parts. I take the keys and I put them on the cardboard so I can make the outlines for them. Now it's time to cut them. I took apart all the keys and started randomly gluing them to the keyboard. This is what it looks like in the end. By the way, the keyboard took me 2 full days to do. Now let's work on the touchpad. Unfortunately, the touchpad is soldered onto the laptop, so I'm unable to make this laptop fully and 100% cardboard, but we can still edit out this stuff. To make the buttons, we do it the same way we do the keys. We put the key on top of the cardboard, get a layout of it, and then cut it out. And then we flatten it down, so it's perfect enough and flat enough to be able to fit. And then, we just take the same piece of cardboard and just glue it on to the key. After we get the buttons on, we just apply it back to the frame. Well, only I should put on the frame, since I'm not able to use cardboard. But after it's on, Now we put the keyboard back into the frame. If you're able to make your computer fully cardboard, then you should try and find a way to make your own. The way I'll do it is I'll just make a cardboard frame over the real frame, so it looks a bit more like cardboard. And I'll also put all the wires back together. This is what it should look like now. The monitor isn't actually glued, but we should do that now. For the hinge, I'm just gonna use a stand. When you do it, you should make one about this thick and have a small piece just hanging out the back. It may look like it doesn't work, but it does. And you'll also want to glue the monitor onto the frame so it doesn't just fall off. For the sides, you just want to have a frame and an opening where the actual plugins are gonna go. And now, you have successfully created a cardboard laptop. I hope you have fun with it. Be sure to like and subscribe though, it helps out a ton.